Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm doing a book discussion on the book Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I got this book in the mail the first day it was released, and I could not read it because of school. School ruins everything. Throughout the week that Queen of Shadows was released, I saw so many people posting pictures of them reading the book, and I was like, it was killing me inside that I could not read the book even though I had my hands on it. But once the weekend came around, I immediately picked it up. I thought it would take me a while to read the book since this book is over 600 pages, but I flew through it. I believe this book is longer than Heir of Fire, and I read through it a lot quicker than I did with Heir of Fire. It felt so good to be back in the Throne of Glass world. It did take me a while to get into the book, but once I did, I was enjoying every second of it. The last 100 pages or so was so intense, and I loved the place where the book ended. I love the new characters, and I'm so excited about what will happen next in the 5th book. I didn't take any notes on this book because I didn't plan on doing a book discussion video, but after finishing it, I just had to talk about all my feels, so I wrote down like everything that I wanted to talk about, and now I'm filming this book discussion video. So that is the it of the non-spoiler section. If you have not read Queen of Shadows, you should exit out of this video because you will be spoiled. Are you gone? Okay, let's talk about the spoilers. The first thing that I really wanted to talk about was Kaelina, aka Kael and Celaena. I was a huge Kael and Celaena shipper. I loved them together and I wanted them to be endgame. But they're pretty much over in this book, and it broke my heart a little seeing that their romantic relationship is just completely over. They just can't go back to the way things were in the past, aka Crown of Midnight, because that book gave me lots of Kaelina feels. They've been through a lot, and I hated how they were at each other's throat at the very beginning of the book. I understood why, but I hated it seeing them fight, but I'm glad that they finally made their peace. I literally had to take a moment away from the book just to tell myself that Kaelina is over and that it's going to be okay, because I love them together and just, you understand. I know you guys understand if you ship Kael and Celaena, seeing that they're over. By the way, I'm sorry if I constantly shift with the name Aelin and Celaena. I'm not completely used to it, but I am mostly used to it, but every now and then I might say Celaena instead of Aelin. However, I am 100% on board with the Rowan and Aelin ship. I love them together, and honestly, this book was like a solid 4 out of 5 stars until the moment Rowan showed up. Rowan showing up was so cute, just seeing Aelin just stop everything she was doing and running towards him and sobbing. It was so cute, and I loved it. That was like one of my favorite moments in the book. When I was reading Heir of Fire, I didn't see Rowan as a love interest. I was a bit confused, like, oh, is Rowan going to be a new love interest in the book? But then, like, their relationship just stayed pretty much platonic in Heir of Fire until Queen of Shadows came around. So I was a bit surprised when we were in Rowan's POV and he was talking about his feelings towards Aelin in a more than friends type of way. Throughout this whole book, Rowan's character definitely really grew on me, and I ship Aelin and Rowan now. I never thought I would say that I would ship Aelin, aka Celaena, with a different character than Kael. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I've gotten over the whole Kael and Celaena thing, so I'm all for Rowan and Aelin. Rowan makes her really happy, and he treats her with love, and he's willing to risk his life for her. So much feels. I love them together. Lysandra. Oh my god, I loved her character. I'm pretty sure she appeared in the Assassin's Blade, but honestly I have no recollection of her character. I loved her friendship with Aelin, and I love that Aelin now has like a female companionship. And Lysandra's awesome with her shape-shifting ability. The end, I'm like jumping ahead, but the end when she shifted into a ghost leopard and just destroyed and made chaos, that was amazing. Like, yes. I was so happy that she showed up and basically helped save everyone. She's my new favorite new character in the series, and I 100% ship her with Aedion because I can see that happening. Also, side note, if you've read The Assassin's Blade, you are familiar with the character named Ansel, who basically was a traitor and betrayed Celaena. And there was a part in the book where her name showed up. It was a very, very brief scene. It was on page 198 at the very bottom. I'm gonna read the little snippet of when Ansel's name was mentioned. So first, I'm gonna read the paragraph before it. Right now it's focused on Aelin. Bloodlust got the better of me, it seems. She eased back, her left arm aching from the vicious bite the thing had given her. bastard. She could almost feel its blood seeping through the thick leather of her boot, feel the weight of the gore clinging onto the toe. I expect results, Ansel, and soon. Don't worry, master. Cale was making his way toward a darkened corner, Nesrin a shadow behind him. At first, I was kind of confused by that scene because it focused on Aylin's POV, and then it shifts to that conversation, and then it shifts to Cale's POV, making his way to Nesrin. So at first, I was like, wait, is Nesrin Ansel? But then I was like, no, that can't be, because she and Aylin had interaction, and Aylin would definitely remember what Ansel looked like. I guess it was just a conversation that Cale heard as he was making his way towards Nesrin. So if you noticed that scene, please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Manon's chapters were probably my least favorite chapters in this book, especially in Heir of Fire, because I didn't like her perspective. I thought she was boring, and it was kind of confusing reading from her POV, but I definitely liked her chapters a lot more in Queen of Shadows. It probably has to do with the fact that Elide was introduced, and when we found out that she was the daughter of the woman that helped Aylin escape, I was like, yes! Can't wait for Aylin and Elide to like interact and meet each other. Does anyone else get a sense of Manon and Dorian being a thing? Because I see it. He kept remembering her name, and she showed up at the very end. It's a pretty weird pairing, but I mean, Dorian doesn't have anyone at the moment, so I'm gonna ship him with Manon. Speaking of Dorian, it really killed me reading his chapters, seeing that he had no control of the demon inside of him. Seeing him trying to fight it but failing repeatedly just killed me a little inside. Poor Dorian. He doesn't deserve what happened to him. It was really sad reading from his point of view. So jumping back to Manon, I really loved the Manon and Aylin fight scene. That was so cool. I was laying down reading in bed, and I immediately sat up just to like turn the page and like get my full attention onto the book. I loved how Aylin saved her at the very end of the fight. I was confused at why she was doing it at first, but then because of Astrid and everything. But then Manon left a message for Aylin saying that Dorian was still in there, and I was like, yes! I knew Dorian wouldn't die, but still it was nice having that reassurance. So the very end, the whole fight scene with the king and just trying to destroy the clock tower. First, with Adian and Rowan, I was like, oh my god. When it was noon and the clock tower didn't like blow up or everything, I was like, oh my god, what happened? And then the next chapter was in Rowan and Adian's perspective. I was like, no, like seeing them fight like brothers was just so sweet. I loved how Adian was like a brotherly figure to Aylin. Yeah, they're cousins, but they're much closer than cousins. They're like brothers and sisters, and I love that. When Cale was left alone with the king, and then the king like attacked him, and then we get that last line, I was like, oh my god, is Cale dead? I seriously thought he was dead for a while because I feel like Sarah J Maas doesn't like Cale's character. My feelings for Cale kind of diminishes with every book. I feel like Sarah J Maas just made Cale in a way that where the readers didn't really like him anymore. I'm not saying that I don't like Cale, I do like Cale, but there's just a lot of stuff surrounding him and his character. Seriously thought he died, and I was just like, no, 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 no. But luckily, Aylin was smart and she slipped him the Eye of Elena, and that pretty much saved him. However, his legs, I hope he gets cured for that because he needs to walk. And I loved how loyal Cale was to Dorian. Hands down, Cale is one of the most loyal characters that I've ever read about. And I loved how the fact that Cale being dead was kind of what snapped Dorian out of it. I really love the Dorian and Cale friendship, and I'm excited to see how it like progresses over the next few books. And then after the glass castle like exploded and everything, after the king has died, Aylin's speech at the end was everything. I love that speech. I was really close to like putting the book down and just clapping for her, but I knew that would have been ridiculous, so I didn't. I was doing it in my head, so that was something. I can't wait for Aylin to finally take her place as Queen of Terrasen. So the ending, I loved how this book ended. It ended in a very good place. There wasn't a cliffhanger, which made the wait for the next book a little bit more bearable, which thank you Sarah J Maas, because if it ended in a cliffhanger, I don't know what I would do. We got that moment of Cale, Dorian, and Aylin all together, and it felt like old times. The last line is like, yes, Aylin is finally home, and she's ready to rule Terrasen. That is pretty much all of my thoughts on Queen of Shadows. I probably have a lot more that I just forgot about since I didn't take any notes while I was reading this book. I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I can't wait for the next book. If you read this book, which you probably should have since you're watching past the spoiler part of this video, Now let me know your thoughts in the comments below because we need to fangirl about this book. This book is amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you guys next time. Bye!